If you have under 500 hours in Counter-Strike, or even a little bit more or a little bit less, this video is very important to you because I'm going to teach you how to win. Now, there's a good amount of tips in this video where I'll show you guys pretty much the tips that you guys need to know if you are a beginner, or maybe if you're even struggling to win in Counter-Strike. I will show you these tips that will definitely amplify your game to the max, and you'll notice that you're going to be winning a lot more in-game, and you're going to be a lot smarter. Now, starting out with the first little tip is understanding the economy. Now, the first thing that I've explained in past videos is how in Counter-Strike there's a new update where it tells you what your max money is, and it's very important to not overbuy or save too much. There's a lot of good rounds where you can half buy with, if I'm on T side here, if I just switch real quick, I can get a Tech 9 armor and a couple nades, and you could do a pretty simple B pop. Just knowing that, you can half buy and then you can buy next round, you could guarantee a plant, get some extra money, or maybe you could even win and eco the other team. It's also important to note that understanding the economy, either on CT or T side, if you know when the other team is going to save, you can definitely play the round a lot different. For example, if I'm on Mirage and I know if I'm in for example, if I'm playing on Mirage and I know the Ts are saving, it's really not that smart to overly fight for mid because obviously it's really hard to fight mid with pistols. So it's a lot better to either play for A or play for B site because as you guys know, especially if you have under 500 hours, pretty much just 5-manning a site is probably the most popular thing to do at a newbie level besides defaulting, and especially if you're on eco, even at the high levels, it's very good to just 5-man anything. So if I was in a game and I knew the T's were on eco, I would definitely tell this cat player, whoever's playing cat, to play with the B player. Just have a good setup because chances are they're just going to run out B, jump through the window, jump through bow, try to get the van, scale site, and then just try to take the site. So it's very important that you do understand the economy just so you know how to play the round. Another example over on A site, if I know they're on eco, I probably want to get like an MP9 buy. If I switch sides again, so just so I can show you guys for the example, I would definitely want to buy an MP9 over a rifle and play towards under Balk. This is a very good spot to listen. You can hear if they are holding W. Maybe you catch someone running a little bit late in Palace and he starts walking around this area. It's a very good sound cue, and it also helps your team move around the map and kind of prepare. So if you are someone that is under Balk, okay, hey guys, I think they're going to Palace pop. I'm just going to play right here, spray them down. Or maybe you want to tuck like this and your CT guy is just jump spotting to kind of bait that you're not on Balk. That's also something else you can do. But understanding the economy is one of the most important things that you need to do if you are new to Counter-Strike, because it'll just help you amplify your game, and it's going to help your teammates as well, because a lot of people kind of run around like headless chickens. So if you can kind of give them that direction, it'll definitely help them a lot in game. Now, before I get into this next tip, I'd really appreciate if you guys check out the sponsor of this video, Skins Monkey. Today's sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a CS2 skins trading site and marketplace that provides an instant way to get new skins. My favorite thing about Skins Monkey is that I can trade skins that I no longer want and trade it for a skin that is equal value. If you use code LouisCS2, you get a $5 bonus on your first trade. If you want to buy skins, you can get a 30% deposit bonus plus an extra 5% using my code. The link is down in the description. Now, this next tip is very important, and I preach this a lot, especially if you are a newer player or if you play a lot of Premier or a lot of Faceit plugs at the lower elos, and it's to find gimmicks. Now, gimmicks are very important, and if you notice, I did switch the map to Dust 2 to talk about this, because there is a lot of gimmicks on Dust 2. For example, if you notice that maybe you saved a rifle when they're hitting B a lot, you could definitely get a teammate right here to crouch if I type in my crouchbot command, and you could play a nice little headshot off angle right here. If I place a buy here, if you notice that if I'm walking out B, I'm not going to be clearing this angle at all. And especially in the lower elos, a lot of people don't have good crosshair placement. Like when I'm coming out B, just contacting, I'm really checking all these angles, and I'm not going to notice this guy at all. So even if you are playing against a high level player, you're not really going to see this guy. And it's just a nice little gimmick to get 1 or 2 free kills, because this is also a very good angle because no one's going to be able to communicate to their team where this guy is. So it's very important to learn little gimmicks like that. Another one, for example, that I've showed a lot too is the fake Molotov. If you throw a Molotov towards car, it'll give a nice sound cue to the upper tons lurk that you molly tons, and he's not gonna look at it. So you can actually just walk in and just kill this guy for free, because these guys are gonna come into tons, they're gonna hear this molly and say, oh yeah, they molly tons, they're not gonna push, and all of a sudden they are dead. These are good little gimmicks to just catch people off guard, and it's just something that you need to go, pretty much just go in a server and find out what really works. I know like a while ago there was like obviously you could boost on this box and just have a nice headshot angle, but now obviously there is a box here, so this gimmick is pretty much done for. There's a lot of cool little things like one-way smokes or little gimmicky smokes that you can throw that give you one-ways. Like I know there's one on Vertigo as well that can definitely help you out a lot. So it's very important that you do go learn those. I know Nard out here posts all those tips and tricks videos that give you the nice little gimmicks that the pros are doing that you guys can definitely learn from. Unless you're someone like me who likes to go into a server and just find these, little cool tricks where, you can get up on these boxes. If I can no clip up here, where, you can see over the mid to B smoke and kill people trying to go into window. There's just those little things that a lot of people don't do that you guys need to do, especially if you're struggling to rank up. Or if you're someone that wants to win a lot more, it's very important that you do go and learn those. Like I said, shout out my boy Nard out here. He does a lot of those tips and tricks that you guys need to go watch if you are struggling to find those gimmicks. And there's so many around the map that you probably can't even name all of them. Like, for example, a nice little gimmick that you guys probably don't even think is a gimmick is when you take long, you just boost someone up on blue like this. And then when they go to retake long, you're obviously just sitting here spraying them down. And then these guys are swinging, wondering like, oh, shoot, like he's boosted on blue. Like, that's insane. And you just catch everyone off guard. If you're struggling to find gimmicks, just find something that catches the opponent off guard, and then you'll definitely just build up a good arsenal of those little tricks. And then if you're down, 2 to 3 rounds, you can start pulling those out and pretty much guarantee some free rounds in your games, and you're going to notice that you're going to be winning a lot more. So this last tip is the most important tip of the video, and that is finding the meta. I see a lot of newer players not understanding how to take map control, what smokes to throw. It's very important that you do know this. And the reason is because when Dust 2 first came out in CS2, I made a video that teams won't be smoking Xbox anymore, and they will instead be throwing this mid door smoke where you come in this corner and you can aim here. I know there's also one from right here where you aim at this dot as well. And I made a nice little video on why teams aren't going to be smoking Xbox anymore. And I actually got a lot of flame for it. And then all of a sudden, pros started throwing the mid door smoke over Xbox. And pretty much the reason is that if you are smoking Xbox, you're going to notice that it's going to be very easy for CTs to get into tons without being spotted, especially if your Xbox smoke is really bad. So it's very important that you keep up with the meta and see what pros are doing, or maybe you find your own little meta smokes that you want to throw that can definitely help you out, because a lot of noobs were throwing this smoke, and we were actually abusing it a lot on my team, where we would just get into lower for free and not get spotted because this guy would just be sitting here jump spotting, trying to see if there was a mid push, and we would just sneak into lower without even being spotted. So if you guys learn pretty much what the meta is, for another example, like the long corner smoke that teams are throwing, I believe it's something like this where it lands on the roof over here. That's a very big long corner smoke that's very, very good. I see a lot of teams throwing this. There's also a lot of, CTs throwing smokes like this where they're pretty much giving themselves a lurk smoke, which makes it easier to fight long. And if you watch my videos in the past, you would know that this is a disruption smoke. So when these guys are coming out long, obviously, it's a lot harder to fight because there's pretty much just a smoke wall here, and it makes fighting long a lot easier for the CTs. But obviously, if you don't study up on the meta, you don't know this, and you can't take advantage of it. So it's very important that you just, watch a couple pro matches or watch, some tips and tricks videos out there on YouTube to find pretty much what pros are doing, and you're going to be able to pull this out, these little smokes, these little strats, and pretty much just find what's going to win you the rounds, especially in the lower elos. A lot of people don't know how to react to smokes like this, or maybe the mid door smoke instead of Xbox. There's a lot of new players that just don't understand that. So it's very important if you do learn what to throw, how to throw it, when to throw it, what's the reason for it, and just study up on that. And you'll notice that you're going to win a lot more games. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.